JKB back with another episode. Today on the show I'm reviewing Ys VIII for the Nintendo Switch. Thank you to NIS for sending over the review copy. Let's make this very clear. I was never into JRPGs when I was growing up, and none of my friends got into them either. It wasn't until Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1 when I started to understand what they were all about, and they were something else. It wasn't about button mashing enemies one after another. There was a strategy involved. There was a deep story that held everything together. There were items that you could pick up and they would give you perks, and sometimes combat wasn't even in real time, but in turn-based action that would let you plan out your attacks. Fast forward to today, I'm 37 years old and I absolutely am in love with RPGs, but I never lost my love for the button mashing action from the glory days of 16-bit. Well, that's where Ys VIII shines because it has a level of classic RPG gameplay, but it's mixed with the hack and slash genre that I grew up with. And together, those work extremely well. As always, I won't be getting into the story in case you'd like to experience this game for yourself, but I'll say the game is about a group of survivors on an island of mystery. You set out on the island to discover new locations and collect as many items as you can to do all sorts of things with. After the first chapter, I had set up a base camp where I could talk to different people that would be able to craft different items for my characters. If you played any RPG in the past 10 years, you'll be right at home here with the game's RPG elements. As for the combat, it is as simple as hitting one button at the start of the game. Swing your weapons and take out enemies. Collect all the items they drop and craft new items for your characters and even new gear for your characters. Every few hours in the game, you'll face a giant boss that will give you a few different target points that will deal more damage if you successfully land hits on them. After a few hours, you'll unlock new moves that can be used during combat, and you'll start to see how addictive this game is going to become. One of the goals of the game is to find other people on the island to either join you in your adventure around the island, or they get sent back to the camp to help it build up. All of the characters that join you in battle can be upgraded with new items that will help you in battle. You can also upgrade your moveset simply by using it in battle. It'll collect points over time, and you can look in the menu system to see how close you are to upgrading a move. This is where the addiction comes into play. You'll see a move is so close to upgrading to be more powerful, and you'll start to grind it out to hit that upgrade. I've always felt that if a game is good enough, based in its gameplay loop, that you can overlook any negative aspects that it may have. Ys VIII in its design is not perfect. The story is strange as you would expect it to be, and I think that comes down to the translation. At its heart, you can see the team was passionate about bringing Ys into a fully 3D environment, and I think this is a major step in the series. The island itself is broken up into sections, and you can view the map at any time during play by clicking the left analog stick down. There's items in every one of these sections, so make sure you collect all of them because you're going to need them later when the game starts to give you harder boss fights. Overall, my time with Ys has been very enjoyable. At times, I found myself grinding out enemies to collect items to craft into new items such as armor for my characters, and at other times, I wanted to find new areas on the map to make sure that I could collect even more items. The characters are absolutely strange, and the setting is very bare bones, and on the Nintendo Switch, the game kinda looks best in handheld mode. It definitely doesn't look that great on my television, but I honestly won't be playing this game on my TV. Graphically at times though, I'm looking at a very dated game, but that doesn't matter. The gameplay loop has me locked in. At least the frame rate doesn't really dip below 30 frames per second, and that is great to see on the Nintendo Switch. I was hoping for 60 frames per second, but it's playable at 30. I got about 4 hours of gameplay out of the game in handheld mode before I had to charge my Switch again. I think the game is best played in small sections. I highly recommend this game for anybody out there who's looking to get into RPGs. It's not the best looking game on the system, and its overall design is basic, but at the end of it all, I've had an absolute blast playing this game, and I look forward to what's next in the series. I'm going to give Ys VIII a solid 8.5 out of 10. If you like what I did today, please hit that subscription button, it helps out. I'll see you on the next episode of JKB.